You've seen half the hand. How the f are you betting into us?
Now that's a reasonable question, but in this poker asylum, logic is the first thing they folded. So there is this poker scene in Rounders, the legendary judges game, and let me tell you right now, it is unintentionally one of the funniest things ever put on film. In this video, we are analyzing every single line and tearing it down with love, logic, and just the right amount of disrespect.
The judges game. I'd heard about it for years on the street before I was even in law school.
You heard it about on the street. What street? Sesame Street? Ain't nobody whispering about the legendary 1027 card stud game full of retired prosecutors with high cholesterol. Stop the cap, Mike.
A rotating group of 10 or 12 judges, prosecutors, and professors.
That's not a poker lineup. That's a TED Talk waiting to happen. The only thing rotating is their chair cushions to relieve back pain.
They all have money. And in my playing days, it would have been pretty sweet to have any one of them owing me favors.
Ah, the classic poker as political networking fantasy. The only thing these guys owe you is an explanation for that awful table etiquette.
Only problem is no one can get in the game anymore.
Yeah, because the last outsider who joined showed a continuation bet and gave half the table strokes. They banned good poker like it was illegal immigration.
One rounder, Crispy Lynetta, sat under some pretense.
Crispy Lynetta? That sounds less like a rounder and more like an Olive Garden appetizer. Also, sat under some pretense? The pretense was probably, I'm not here to rob your retirement fund.
But when they found out he was a pro, he couldn't cross the street without a legal hassle.
These judges treat a competent poker player like he's a criminal. How dare you know how to calculate pot odds, you monster!
Even his regular club, Vorshay's, got shut down. The place has been open since 1907.
So let me get this straight. This game's so sacred, they managed to end a card club that survived 2 world wars, Prohibition and the Great Depression, and they say poker's dying because of solvers. Nah, it's dying because of boomers that can't take an L.
Kid, he paying you for this late night shit?
No, he's paying in poker exposure and coffee breath.
Oh, well, knowledge is my reward, sir.
Bro just hit them with the worst kind of Ivy League cringe. Knowledge? You're getting more secondhand smoke than legal insight.
Why don't you become a jockey, do something useful?
Kid's a little tall, isn't he, Gene?
It's wild how quickly this poker table turns into an open mic for bad jokes and worse career tips.
Right call. Call.
Of course they call. These guys play limit like it's a community service program. Raise might as well be foreign language at this table.
Raise. Professor Raise.
Wait, what? Did he just puppet master his dean into a raise and it worked? The professor who folds more than origami suddenly finds a raise? Man got bullied into playing real poker by a student. This whole table needs an intervention.
Michael, I would have just called.
Of course you would have called, Professor. You've called every hand since Carter was president.
Oh, you're good. Your call.
Translation, I have 0 showdown value, but I am high on adrenaline and pre-flop dreams. And Professor just lets him do it. This table's got less discipline than a free roll on ACR poker. Mad grinning like he just pulled off Ocean's 11 when in reality, he just embarrassed a table of guys who treat any bet over $10 as a hostile act. These judges are shook, like someone brought GTO into a bridge club.
I don't know if I'm gonna bring my legal career to a crashing halt before it even starts.
This man caught a contact high from Limit Stud and suddenly thinks he's a poker anarchist. Bro, you're bluffing retired judges in a low-stakes game, not infiltrating the Bellagio's big game.
Take the Martin and Lewis over there.
Old man throws out a 1950s comedy duo reference.
Check to the razor.
Czechoslovakia.
This is how you know the table's average age is 76. One guy tries to get the action right, and another one responds with geopolitical dad jokes.
You've seen half the hand. How the f are you betting into us?
Now that's a reasonable question, but in this poker asylum, logic is the first thing they folded.
We know what we're holding, and we know what you're holding.
Jesus, he's gone full Rain Man. At this point, Mike could announce the Powerball numbers.
You know what we all got.
Summer clerkship in your office says I know what you're holding.
Okay, now that's OG. He's put his legal career in the pot like it's an ante. Forget the bluff. This is a hostage negotiation with his resume.
Let's just say I'll Put you at the top of the list if you're right.
Translation: Kid, you better be Daniel Negreanu in khakis.
You were looking for that third 3, but you forgot that Professor Green folded it on 4th Street.
Okay, stop right there, Sherlock Holmes. First off, who the hell remembers exactly which card some crusty professor tossed 3 streets ago in a game of 7-card stud? Dude acts like he's got Poker Tracker installed in his retina.
Now you're representing that you have it.
No, Mike, you're doing your best making stuff up that sounds smart because Sorkin-style monologues win Oscars.
DA made his 2 pair, but he knows they're no good.
How would you know? Did you see his hand? Did he flinch, blink twice, pass you a note? Because unless the DA wrote, "I have 2 pair" on his forehead with cigar ash, this read is straight out of Hogwarts. This is not Poker Insight, it's fan fiction.
Judge Kaplan was trying to squeeze out a diamond flush, but he came up short.
Oh, now we are doing flush draws too. What's next? You're gonna tell him what he had for lunch based on his betting pattern? This is less a read and more a dream sequence. Squeezing out a diamond flush? Buddy, this isn't high stakes Macau. It's a judge with half a glass of scotch trying not to fall asleep.
Mr. Eisen is futilely hoping that his queens are going to stand up.
The only thing futile related here is the screenwriter thinking this was believable.
What'd you have, babe?
Translation: Please tell me this hand made any actual sense because I just folded 2 queens.
Nothing but a busted straight.
Oh, come on. It's good enough to win. Take it down.
Boom. The judges react like they just found out Santa isn't real.
All right, kid, your first assignment. Pull up a seat next to me.
Ah yes, the classic judge's response to being publicly humiliated. Hire the person who embarrassed you. Forget resumes, interviews, or qualification. If you can BS your way out of a 7-card stud bluff, welcome to New York State Court. Apparently, courtrooms now recruit from underground poker games like they're casting Ocean's 14.
I'd like to. I can't. I don't play cards.
Oh, give me a break. You just delivered a 2-minute monologue decoding every hand of the table with the smugness of a magician, and now you're out here pretending like you're retired? This is the poker version of Batman disappearing mid-conversation.
I tell you, it's hard leaving that game.
Right, because grifting judges with made-up soul reads is apparently a religious experience.
But I'm retired.
You're 22, you're not Doyle Brunson, you are a law student with a truck full of unpaid bills and a knack for monologues.
I can turn this truck onto the Jersey Turnpike and be at the Taj in 2 hours.
And do what? Lecture the high-stakes regulars on body language while they take your role and your truck?
But I've made promises.
Now that's the most realistic part of this scene so far, because after all the speeches and soul reads, you're still just a delivery guy with a law degree and a dream. Alright, that's enough poker chaos for one day, but I know Rounders isn't the only movie out there committing crimes against the game. So drop a comment and tell me what poker scene I should analyze next. Let's keep the blasphemy rolling, and check the description for more cringe poker analysis videos. See you next time.